One of the many reasons the game of basketball is so beautiful is its malleability. The game ebbs and flows. Because of this, individual players and teams can change the whole structure and dynamic of the sport itself. The league has went from Bill Russell and the land of the roaming giants to 5-out systems spurred on by the domination of Curry and the Warriors. And as of today, we are witnessing the rise of another generational defining talent in Luka Doncic. The 6'7" guard has taken the NBA by storm with his elite fundamentals, ability to make his teammates better, and a feel for the game mature beyond his years. I mean, honestly, this man is 19 going on to 35. And after an historic rookie campaign, he further transformed the Dallas Mavericks from bottom feeders to contenders in his sophomore campaign with an MVP caliber season. And while everyone agrees now that Luka is within the upper echelon of NBA talent, I personally think he's top 5. It wasn't like that coming into the 2018 NBA draft.
I believe Luka should go to a good team. I don't believe he's a lottery pick.
Not a lottery pick?
No, I don't.
Wow.
I think he fall right outside the lottery.
Doncic at 6'7" will get exposed for all of the inadequacies that Dirk's not a great athlete.
No.
Dirk does have explosive quickness, right?
No.
Dirk isn't physical.
No.
Well, that's what's going to happen to Doncic because he's not going to have the one thing nobody can bother.
Despite playing against grown men in one of the top leagues in the world since 15, and then leading one of the best teams in Europe on a route to a EuroLeague MVP, all at the ripe age of 19, he simply wasn't seen as a clear-cut top prospect. The NBA was all in on the mode of American exceptionalism, to the point where top international leagues such as that EuroLeague were seen as second fiddle to their own collegiate systems. And they had good reason to as well. They dominated the international scene and are home to an overwhelming majority of elite basketball players. There was a list of the top basketball players in the world. Every single one of them would be playing in the NBA, and most of them would be American born, probably close to a 20-to-1 ratio. So even when Luka Doncic was finally drafted 3rd, he was quickly traded away for Trae Young and a first-round pick, as the Hawks were trying to emulate the dynastic Warrior. And Luka's immense success is guaranteed to change how European basketball is seen, the very nature of prospect scouting itself, at least for a couple of years. The league will be infatuated with anyone who even smells like Luka. And this isn't necessarily a new phenomenon either. It happened before, ironically enough with a former Mavs player. With the rise of Dirk, tall face-up centers were as hot as next-gen consoles are now, with people like Darko Milicic going over blue blood prospects such as Carmelo Anthony. This finally brings us to Deni Advija, a 6'9" wing with an uncommon blend of passing and ball handling for his size, as well as the typical fundamentals and polish we've come to expect from European talent, but with added spice and flair. You don't need to look hard to see the stunning similarities between him and Luka. Like Luka, Advija has been a professional basketball player since his mid-teens. Most of Advija's value coming into the draft also stemmed from his playmaking ability as a 6'9" forward. With a unique amount of flexibility for a man his size, he can get into a low dribble and protect the rock while weaving around ball screens, and dips into his sizable bag of tricks once he gets into the teeth of the defense. Like Luka, one of Advija's most desirable traits is his general feel for the game, which allows him to thrive in the sport while lacking some of that upper tier athleticism. Though with these similarities, there are also some staggering differences as well. While Deni did dominate the Israeli league, winning MVP among many other accolades, unlike Luka, Deni struggled against the premium talent in the EuroLeague, averaging just 4 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist per game. He also has a very raw shooting ability. He only hit 28% of his threes in the EuroLeague last season and shot below 60% from the foul line. The free throw percentage being especially jarring, as it is usually a good indicator of a player's shooting potential. And this duality, in addition to the added exposure, created for an interesting effect on Deni's stock. Many teams, scouts, and Monday morning GMs saw the striking similarities between Deni and Luka and projected a mix between a taller, more fundamentally sound prime Gordon Hayward and a more athletic Dario Saric, making him a top 5 prospect on their board. While others saw the detractions and the prior examples of boosted European draft stocks gone bust, projected him being a poor man's Hedo Turkoglu. Because of Luka magic, Deni Advija's stock rose tremendously, even in a relatively weak draft class. But with that exposure came polarizing scrutiny. Advija was projected to go as high as number 4 to the Bulls, but fell to 9 with the Wizards in a surprising turn of events. I just made a video on the Bulls selection of P. Will, and after researching the players in depth, do not have any problem with the current outcome of events. There's little argument surrounding his floor. He should be able to contribute sizably to a winning team, and as far as his ceiling goes, I personally see him as a more athletic Dario Saric. But the thing that will make or break a potential all-star caliber career is his shooting. I know, they say that about everything and every player. But as cliche as it sounds, it's crucial for Deni to reach that next level. With non-shooting wings being virtually extinct, Deni would be moved to the 4, a position that his current frame is a bit too thin for. And if he finds himself in the wrong team, the wrong system, playing at the 4 would hinder his ability to showcase his talents, to play how he plays. And as for his immediate fit with the Wizards, it's going to be turbulent at first, as John Wall stabbed Bradley Beal in the back with a sudden trade demand after a 2-year hiatus. And Beal himself can't go a day without being mentioned in trade rumors. The Wizards do not have any paths to contention in the next 5 years. But Advija's history as an incredibly hard worker and his ability to accept his role, often as the youngest player on championship teams, will allow him to fit seamlessly on a team that already has some established stars. He'll also be able to affect the game without necessarily being a lights-out shooter as he solidifies his mechanics. Whether or not he becomes a star, Advija will provide a needed culture change for Washington, and he could very well end up being the steal of the draft. Anyways, that is all I have for y'all today. If you like this video, make sure to like this video. One thing that is not negotiable is put something down in the comments, chop it up, have a good discussion once again. This channel emphasizes that. Anyways, till next time, stay safe.